Gabumon! Walk Digivolve 2!
Our good old friend Gabumon. Similar to Agumon, this guy has always been with us since the beginning of the franchise. We've always seen Gabumon portrayed as this shy but very caring Digimon throughout the various Digimon series and games. Despite being always shown partnered up with Agumon, Gabumon has gotten a lot less love than his partner in crime. If we want to compare the two, their relationship is pretty similar to Mario and Luigi. After doing some more research for this video though, I think Gabumon would wish that he'd be more similar to Luigi. Let's get started. Here's the top 5 Gabumon. I really had to do some digging for this list. Taking our first spot is Gabumon White. This is a very specific variation of Gabumon that appeared in Digimon Battle Chronicle. As the name suggests, this Gabumon is white in color, at least part of it. We can see that the Gabumon fur has lost its color. The main body is now this dark blue, almost purple color. I do have to admit that this Gabumon White is a bit of a stretch. It may or may not be considered a type of costume for Gabumon in this game. Maybe some of you guys out there have even used a specific Gabumon variation. Taking spot number 4 is Gabu. This happens to be a very specific Gabumon from the V-Tamer manga. He happens to be this party member that pops up every now and then throughout the series. He fully supports Tai and his Vegemon Zero. If you take a look at this guy, you could instantly tell that it's Gabumon, just a little bit more cartoony. He's definitely smaller in size compared to a regular Gabumon. If we take a look at that Garurumon fur on his body, that appears to be more fully part of himself instead of him just wearing it. The fur also does have a different stripe pattern. There's just fewer and thinner stripe marks all around. At the top of his head, like all Gabumon, this guy has a unicorn horn too. It's just much smaller, thinner, and less detailed. We can see that Gabu here comes prepared to join in on a food wars. He comes fully equipped with some cookie weaponry. To be honest, even in the V-Tamer manga, this guy really was there just for the comedy bits. Taking the middle slot, we have the darker counterpart to Gabumon, the black version. This guy is similar to what Black Agumon is to the original. This dark Gabumon also happens to be a virus type Digimon. Design wise, Gabumon's once yellow skin is now a grayish white. The symbol in the middle of his belly has now a draining color too. It's now a dull yellow. Covering the top half of this Gabumon is now the fur of his older black Garurumon form. To top it all off, his yellow horn has now been tainted black too. Despite these drastic changes, this little Gabumon is still supposed to have kept much of its original nature. It's still the same old shy, lovable Gabumon. Getting to the very top, we have the X Evolution version of Gabumon, Gabumon X. In order to survive that dreaded X program, a lot of Digimon were forced to drastically change. Much like Agumon X, Gabumon here got morphed into this more wall-looking form. Gabumon X has kept his data type attribute, but he has lost one of his fur claws. He's also now fully equipped with fire moves. All around, his whole appearance is now more canine-like. He's even gained a lot more smaller chompers. Gabumon X now has longer arms, legs, and a bigger tail too. That symbol on his stomach is also morphed to become more square-like. That Garurumon fur he wears on his top half now has fewer and thinner stripes. Notably, it's got some well-positioned double stripe marks near his eyes. I'm sure that was carefully chosen. That single claw that remains now has much longer claws and is completely stripeless. For much of these changes, we could give thanks to Garurumon X. There's hardly any markings on that version. Perhaps this Gabumon X should have taken some armor and some spike weapons too. The top dog is the purple version, Psychmon. This guy has to take the cake, just because he's the most interesting from the pack. Appearance-wise, the changes from Psychmon are similar to what happened with Black Gabumon. Psychmon's whole body has been dyed purple, and we can see that his nails got painted green. That middle symbol on his belly also got a matching green paint job. Like with all the other Gabumon, this one is also covered in Garurumon's fur. In the case with Psychmon, that piece of fur belongs to Garurumon, one of Garurumon's variations. Some of you guys may already be familiar with this Gabumon. He appeared in the Cross Wars series. But let's also not forget his game appearances. Psychmon is a new addition to the new Digimon role game. He also has debuted in the past in Digimon Masters as a rookie form for one of the great Demon Lords. We know that Psychmon digivolves into the ultimate Digimon, Astamon. Ultimately, later on, he becomes the beastly Belphemon Rage Mode. Now then, let me know which is the top dog for you. Which Gabumon do you think stands above them all? Don't let Agumon get all the love. If you enjoyed this look at all these Gabumon, be sure to give the video a like. Be sure to check out the top 5 Agumon too. There's a bunch of them. And there's also the top Digimon that should be in the next Digimon story game. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys later.